Prashant Aswani here with Wildwood Guitars, representing here at the PRS booth. With me I have Brian, the product demo and expert of PRS.
So over here we're standing in the what they kind of call the bolt-on section, right? Okay, so we've got the CEs, Silver Skies. The CE below here is the one that's been out for a couple years. Love the guitar. 2019 they've just introduced a semi-hollow version. You don't have any issues with feedback or anything like that with the semi-hollows. I really love the steel bridge on the CE. It's a little twangier, and where the brass bridge that you find on Custom 24 is a very sweet sounding bridge.
Right.
But to get the really kind of like growly, twangy single coil sounds,
yeah.
I love the combination of that and the maple neck.
Now, does that also have a steel block or a brass block?
No, it's all steel.
Oh.
Yeah, so the CE bridge, just like the Silver Sky bridge, is cast steel.
Okay, got
and
it.
where the other core instruments, you know, the DGT, the Customs are a milled brass block.
Got it.
Yeah.
And these are the standard PRS scale length?
Yeah, so all the CEs are 25 inch.
Okay.
The Silver Skies are 25 and a half.
Excellent.
Yeah, so this is, you know, these are, right now the CE is only available in a 24 fret.
Okay.
So it's a 24 fret. These are the 85-15 pickups.
Great.
And, you know, it's got a push-pull on the tone pot to split them, three-way toggle, super simple classic setup.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite guitars in the line.
Yeah.
And the least expensive carved top, US built.
Yeah, and I also noticed you guys still have, I mean, all the pots are super smooth that you guys use on all the levels of guitars.
Yeah, Paul, you know, designs and specs every piece of every guitar.
I can tell, yeah.
Not just the feel of them, but what I also love, the taper is great. It's really smooth, and you can play, you turn to one, turn to two, like you hear every incremental difference, where often with a lot of guitars, you know, from, you know, 0 on, and then you get up to 6 and it doesn't change much,
Correct,
and 6 to 9 is another sound.
Absolutely.
You get like 3 sounds, but
Sure.
there's a lot of colors in that tonal palette, you know.
Absolutely, that's great. And so here you have the Silver Sky, and it's the first bolt-on with 25.5 inch scale that you guys have made.
Certainly the only one in the lineup now.
Yeah.
There's only been 1 or 2 models that the 509, the 513 that preceded that was like 25.25.
Okay.
But so this, is a full 25.5 inch scale length. The 4 that we're looking at here are the 4 brand new colors.
Yeah, let's tell us about them.
Yeah, so the original line that came out in March had the Frost, the Onyx, the Horizon, and Tungsten. Which, you know, black, white, red, and silver.
Sure.
And now going into, like, you know, some of the other kind of, what I love about them is they kind of hint to a lot of traditional classic colors,
Sure.
but there's kind of a cool modern, like this to me almost kind of looks like some of the blues of the 60s, but after they yellow and age a little bit.
Absolutely,
you know,
I'm noticing that.
I'm getting a lot of people like loving this. This to me is my new favorite.
I would say, that and the gold for me.
The
patina is really nice, the way you got that on the finish.
I mean, John is really particular about everything. I mean, it's like, so I'm sure he went, you know, through so many hues of these to really find the exact right one. But the names are as interesting as the colors. This is Mock Sand. This is Golden Mesa. This is Orion Green, and that's Dodgem Blue. I grew up playing a 25-inch scale,
Sure.
3 pickup single coil guitar. So when this came out, it is so much like home to me, and I've been playing one now for about a year, and just every time I pick one up, it's a joy. Like
I've had the opportunity to play the Silver Sky a few times as well, and I'll tell you, it's a unique instrument with traditional feel and characteristics, and the tone is phenomenal. Truly phenomenal.
I love the rounded heel,
Yes.
like little details that I wouldn't have thought about, but like as soon as you're up here, it's just so comfortable.
Totally.
And this little, the little scoop here that, just gives you a little bit of better access. Plus, that's when you see a PRS. You think of that little scoop.
Absolutely,
And I'm not exactly sure if it's the length of the string that you find past the nut. Obviously is different than you would have on a 6-in line.
Yeah.
And because of the offset and the way he did it, you get more string here than you typically would. But it really changes the way the bends feel.
Yeah.
So comparing this to a Strat, like when I brought it home and compared it to my Strat, same string, same brand, same gauge, it played so much easier. It felt like a different scale length through the way it bent.
It's very comfortable.
The only thing I can think of is maybe it has to do with the length of string back there.
Well, I'll tell you, I mean, the other couple things to add to that, the neck width is great, as well as, I know that a lot of people talked about the 7 1/4 inch radius, but I got low action and was able to bend without any problem.
When I do demos, when I sit there and bend like 1.5, 2-step bends, I've never had it fret out.
I was blown away. Yeah, it's very comfortable, fast guitar to play too, you know, I mean.
When you ask Paul about that, what he'll say is that he's like, you know, it's like a lot of people played 7 1/4 inch radius, like, you know, he's like, David Gilmour, Jeff Beck, you never really heard their guitars fretting out, and they bent quite a bit, you know. So it's like, he's like, people got away with it. He said, if the neck is right, if the frets are level, if the neck is straight, he's like, you just have less room for error.
Absolutely.
You know, you can't have a high fret, but it's like if they're set up right, you can, you know, and it's what John wanted. People would ask, like, why did you do it? It's like, well, it's an art, it's a signature guitar, whatever the artist wants. But, but I think I love the radius. I was a little nervous about it, but it's great.
I do too, and I had the same feeling. But you know, you hit on a point. Paul said that the fret size matters, and I think you're right. I think if you have, like, you know, crazy big frets, that you change everything up completely.
Well, the fret size and just the making sure that they're all level. You know, I mean, it's like, you know, it's an art form to get that stuff. You know, there's reasons why certain guys, you know, every hometown usually has a guy that this is the guy everybody goes to for fret work.
Sure,
like,
absolutely.
It's not easy to do, and it's like, but when you can get it right, you know, the guitar just feels different. You know, you can have a great guitar that's hard to play if it's not set up right.
Perfectly.
And these all come set up just like I've played dozens of these now, and every one I pick up, I'm like, yep, that's, you know, it's like they all feel exactly the same. I could walk into a store, pick one up off the wall, go do a clinic or a demo with it, and know that I don't have to worry about, like, oh, is this one gonna be right? Like, they're just crazy consistent.
I agree. I agree. I mean, one other thing I want to point out is that this is a unique design for you guys, right?
Yeah. So they use the foundation of Paul's tremolo block and everything, and Paul's idea of, like, having a non-threaded thing, so you can adjust the tension whether you want the bar to be loose or tight.
Phenomenal.
And just, you know, push it in and out. But, you know, John wanted the bent steel saddles. And it sounds different. You know, so it's
absolutely.
like, so they built so many prototypes to get to where they finally got. So I'm sure they tried all kinds of things, but, you know, again, that was John's choice. But this is the first time they've used that bridge on anything. That's unique to that guitar.
It's definitely a very elegant design, you know, in line with the rest of the Paul Reed Smith
He knows what he's doing, that guy.
Clearly.